Hey guys, how's it going? Welcome back to another episode of my Manchester United career on FIFA 14. And once again, I've just got to say thanks to all you guys tuning in for these episodes. Even though we're 3 videos in now to this series, your support, it has been amazing. And I can't thank you all enough. So without further ado, let's get on with this episode. What has been happening recently in this career mode save with United? Well, we had a game against Watford in the Capital One Cup in the second round. I thought we normally start off that tournament in the third round, United alongside Arsenal, Chelsea and Liverpool. I didn't think we would start in the second round. I'm not too sure what happened there. Maybe we do start in the second round. Maybe I've just been unobservant because it's the Capital One Cup, you know. But anyway, it gave me that opportunity to play some of my youngsters, and as you saw there, James Wilson getting on the score sheet for the first time this season. Good set there by Fellaini, straight through the centre, and Wilson with his left foot, first time, makes it 1-0. Just quickly going back now to talking about tournaments, you guys will not be seeing any Champions League action this season. I know that some of you guys wanted to see that, but I didn't select it, you know, when you begin your career mode save, simply because I want that challenge of actually competing in the league to qualify for the Champions League. That's what I wanted to do, and things would have been a little bit easier if I had have saved that previous game with the financial takeover, but it just wasn't to be. Obviously I would have signed a couple of more players instead of just 3. I only brought in Hummels, Vertonghen and Cesc Fabregas, who, by the way guys, if you didn't know, actually signed for Chelsea the other day in real life, which I was kind of gutted about. You know, I would have liked to have seen a reunion between Fabregas and Van Persie at United. I think that would have been sweet, but it just wasn't to be, and I'm sure Van Gaal has other plans for revamping that midfield at Old Trafford, maybe bringing in Schweinsteiger from Bayern Munich. We're just going to have to wait and see. I know I keep saying that, but nothing seems to be happening at the moment. The World Cup is underway, so I'm sure Van Gaal's just going to be concentrating 100% on Holland for the rest of the tournament, and so is every other player. So I don't see any deals happening now for United until after the World Cup. Good job, Woodward. So there won't be any Champions League fixtures this season. Hopefully if I do a second season, there will be some games there with the group stages and whatnot. So this game against Watford, very interesting. It was very exciting to play. We were 1-0 up all the way to the 88th minute, and then I had to give away a penalty. Deeney against Lindegaard, as you just saw, he put that one over the crossbar. I was very surprised at that. I thought he was going to put that one away. And then, seconds later, I had to mess up. I had to fail somewhere down the line. I know it's not the best United starting 11 I could possibly put out there, but I just wanted to hold on to this lead. And it was Butner that made the mistake and obviously showed the ball too much to Watford, and they took that opportunity. And they found themselves back in the game, back in with a shout. And so it had to go into extra time. We had a corner, Fellaini, just like real life. You know, using that height to his advantage perfectly, but when it comes to finishing, absolutely disastrous. But this is where it got exciting. It was Matip that found Rooney in space, and it was Almunia that came out to meet Rooney, but Rooney got to the ball just in time. And those type of goals are my favourite. Nice little dink over the top, very Van Nistelrooy-esque when he was playing at Manchester United back in the good old days. Great technique anyway from Rooney, good angle here as you can see on the replay, and it was just like a feather touching the ball. It was so light, so beautiful. That is football at its finest. So United found themselves in the lead for the second time in this game, and it was Darren Fletcher that gave away a free kick here. I thought he was maybe going to get sent off there. Players were getting frustrated, they were getting very tired, and they just wanted the game to be over and done with. It was Padil to take the free kick for Watford, perfectly taken as well, finding the head of Deeney with pinpoint accuracy. 2 fantastic saves by Lindegaard, made me think that we're going to be able to defend this and hold on to our lead, but eventually Deeney saw an opening and he took it with like a little toe peck into the back of the net. So it was game on for Watford. They were back in this. The hopes of going through to the next round was still alive for Watford. And just take a look at this. Juan Mata, the architect, who found Rooney again. You'll see it on the replay, but Juan Mata with his left foot, I think it was, just like lifted the ball, had the ball on the end of his toe, just lifted it over the defence. Could see Rooney making that run. And you know what? Actually seeing Mata, there you go, you can see it there. Playing Mata as a central attacking mid, I think works perfectly. So I think I might be sticking with that as the season goes on, because them two were working together magnificently. It was an art to see. So the final score there, we did manage to come out on top. We are through to the next round of the Capital One Cup, and you guys will be able to see who we are drawn against a bit later on in this episode. But first, it was time to play Liverpool at Anfield. We had already beaten Chelsea earlier on in the season. They are one of the biggest sides in the Premier League, just like Liverpool. And if that was any indication to go by, we should be able to come away from Anfield with a good result. We've been doing good in the league. We've got that momentum going. It was Mata that got this attack going for United. Found Rooney, but there was just too many Liverpool players in the actual area for him to find an opening and fire off a shot. For the first 20 minutes or so of this game, Liverpool seemed to have parked the bus. They didn't want to concede, and it seemed as though they were lacking confidence going forwards. Don't forget they have lost Luis Suarez, a player that's not afraid to get in the opposition's face, work the goalkeeper, and he just has that confidence about him when on the pitch, and Liverpool were lacking that in this game, especially for the first 20 minutes or so. And that was our opportunity as United to push on, try and make something happen. But I reckon if you were to put Bayern Munich at their very best, or Barcelona at their very best, on that pitch against this Liverpool side, I don't think they would have put anything past them. They were just defending straight out, but they hit us on the counter, and it did annoy me because they found themselves 1-0 up at Anfield before United did. I was shocked. I was took back because I felt I don't think they deserve it, to be honest. But you know, it's football, isn't it? And things like that do happen. So I had to push on. I had to keep creating those chances, even if it meant running at the defence like a headless chicken. Something had to come of it, and eventually it did. Van Persie went into the box, surrounded by 3 or 4 Liverpool players. And with them defending it, the ball just bounced back out. Fabregas was laying in wait just outside the area. Hit the ball low and hard, and it was a reckless save by Mignolet, which cost Liverpool as Robin Van Persie put Manchester United back on level terms. Now take a look at this. Daniel Sturridge. I was selecting my players. It's like, challenge him. What are you playing at? Someone please challenge him. But there wasn't one to be. And so Daniel Sturridge accepted that invite by the defenders of Manchester United, took the ball into the area and made it 2-1. And as you'll see here, you know, after that goal was scored by Robin Van Persie, it seemed to have woken up Liverpool. And why I cleared the ball with Vidic, I do not know, because De Gea would have collected that one, and it cost United a 3rd goal. Liverpool in the lead by 2 goals. And we had that deficit to turn around in the second half. We had our work cut out big time, and the way we were playing near the end of the first half, I didn't see an improvement happening whatsoever. And Liverpool then in the second half did go back to playing the way they were in the first half and just parking the bus. They were going to hold on to this lead, and they got it. That they picked up the 3 points, and I was really disappointed with myself after this game. I felt like chucking the controller at the wall and just maybe chucking the PS4 out the window. Just like that advert ages ago, you know, when you see the TV go flying out the window after a bad result. But here's the stats anyway. After that game, we had 13 shots on goal. Liverpool had 4. They scored 3 of those. They had 3 shots on target. We had 8. And all 3 shots on target for Liverpool, they scored. Possession, we controlled the game, only just. It was tight, but it was just a frustrating game, and I hope to get a bit of revenge next time out against them at Old Trafford. Our 3rd game of this episode anyway, guys. I did sim it. It was in the Capital One Cup 3rd round. It was against Fulham. After that poor result against Liverpool, I just didn't want to play FIFA. I didn't want to play a game whatsoever, so I thought I'm going to sim it. I know some of you guys may be against it, because you're not seeing highlights of the actual game. But if it's any consolation, Kagawa made it 1-0 to United against Fulham at Old Trafford. And then James Wilson with his second goal for United. He did fantastic against Watford, as you saw earlier. And now he's continuing that good form against Fulham. The final score was 2-1. We do go through to the next round, the 4th round of the Capital One Cup. And I'm certainly thinking of using James Wilson a lot more this season instead of just being in the Capital One Cup. I want to use him in league games as well. And how nice is that as well? I've got a thank you off Darren Fletcher for playing him quite a few times. So the 4th round for the Capital One Cup hadn't been drawn, so I had to go ahead and just sim a couple of days. Our next game is against West Brom. You guys will see that in the next episode. But as you'll see here, we have been drawn against Middlesbrough for the 4th round, the round of 16, whatever you want to call it, in the Capital One Cup. It's going to be exciting. It's another chance for me to play James Wilson up front. Anyway, guys, that is the end of this episode. I do hope you've all enjoyed. I'll see you all very soon. Thanks for watching.